What's up, good people? It's your girl Shantavia with Shantavia Speaks. Thank you for tuning in today. So, today I want to talk about something that's going to rub some people the wrong way. And here it is. Real emotional healing is selfish. Now, before you click off, hear me out. Because I used to be that person who thought healing meant becoming more patient, more giving, more available, more understanding of everyone else. And let me tell you, that mindset kept me stuck and hurting for years. See, the version of healing they sell you is a soft kind. It's candles and journaling and protecting your peace while still showing up for everyone who drains you. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm for all those things. I do all those things. But you are not protecting your peace if you are allowing other people to continually suck you dry. That's not emotional healing, that's emotional performance. Real emotional healing, the kind that actually changes your life, is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Why? Because it requires you to choose yourself. I know society says be there for other people, give, and give, and we should serve other people, but not at the expense of your peace of mind. Because if you're not good, nothing in your world is good. And for the people who benefited from you abandoning yourself, that's going to look selfish to them. And today, I want to explain why that's not only okay, but is completely necessary. I say this all the time. Your best relationship is your relationship with yourself. But what does that actually look like in practice? It looks like saying no to the family function because you know your aunt is going to pick at your life choices and you don't have the bandwidth for it this week. It looks like not answering the phone call when that friend calls, the one who only calls when she needs to trauma dump for 2 hours and then never asks you how you doing. It looks like telling people no who only call when they need to borrow money or they need a favor, but they can't be there for you in return. It looks like people in your life getting upset because you decided to choose you. They're feeling some type of way, calling you distant, calling you different, calling you selfish. Let them. When you start healing, the people around you will switch up, not because you've changed in a bad way, but because you stop being available for the same old dynamics. You stop being the dumping ground. You stop being the one who tolerates disrespect just to keep the peace. You start speaking up for yourself and not only stand on your boundaries, you honor them. And when you stop playing your role in their story, they will make you out to be the villain. And let them. I'm speaking from experience on this. I lost relationships when I started healing. People I was dating, friends I had been friends with for over a decade, family members who could no longer move the same way with me. And I won't lie to you, it hurt. Yes, it did. Because at first, I thought I was the problem. But here's the thing, whenever you do something that's new, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel out of place, not because it's wrong, but because your mindset is shifting. The old version of you is going to whisper, "Hey, maybe you are the problem. Maybe you overreacted. Maybe you should have just kept the peace, just this one time." But why is this happening? Because you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, setting boundaries, choosing yourself, prioritizing your healing. This is new territory for you. So it's completely normal to feel proud of yourself 1 minute and then question yourself the next. To wonder, man, did I do the right thing? Let me answer that for you right now. Yes. Yes, you did do the right thing. I know because I was right where you are. I wrestled with the same thoughts. I questioned myself. I felt guilty at first. I wondered if I was becoming selfish or if I was making a mistake. But over time, something changed. Those feelings of guilt were replaced with confidence. Those questions were replaced with assurance. And that fear was replaced with gratitude because every single time I chose myself, I became a little healthier, a little stronger, and a little more at peace. That's what emotional healing does. It doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes you. You see, your circumstances change because you've changed. You have to change your mind. Romans 12 and 2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That word renew means to make something new, fresh, or strong again. You have to strengthen your mind. And here's the truth bomb. People who call you selfish for healing are the same people who benefited from you being broken and abandoning yourself. Think about that. Let it sit for a second. When you were running on empty, saying yes to everything, ignoring your own needs, who did that serve? Not you. It served them. It served the people who needed you to stay small, to stay available, to stay the version of you that didn't have boundaries. So when you start setting those boundaries, when you start choosing yourself, they feel the loss. And instead of looking at themselves and asking, why do I need that person to stay broken for me to feel comfortable? They'll call you selfish. And that's pure projection because wanting you to stay the same for them is actually what's selfish. And that's on them to own, not you. So here's the thing, real emotional healing requires you to become self centered. And I don't mean in the toxic, narcissistic way society has slapped onto that phrase. I mean centered in yourself. You no longer abandon yourself to keep other people comfortable. You no longer betray your own needs because someone else might feel some type of way. You no longer shrink your growth so someone else doesn't feel threatened by it. You no longer apologize for taking up space in your own life. And honestly, that is selfish. By definition, you're prioritizing yourself. You're putting your healing, your peace, your growth first. But here's what they don't tell you. That's the only way healing works. You cannot heal while you're still managing everyone else's emotions. You can't grow while you're still playing the same role in the same toxic dynamics. You can't become a new version of yourself while you're still surrounding yourself with people who only know the old you and want you to continue being the old you. You cannot heal in the same environments that broke you. I say this all the time. Look at the fruit that people bear in your life. If someone is only around when you're struggling, when you're giving, when you're available to listen to their toxic stories, or you're available when you get that 2 a.m. text for a quick slide through, what fruit do they bear? Are they adding to your life or taking away? And here's the harder question. What fruit were you bearing when you were running on empty? Were you really showing up as your best self? I can answer that for you. No, you weren't. See, the unselfish version of you, the one who said yes to everything, showed up for everyone, never set a boundary, that version of you wasn't actually generous. You were depleted. And you can't pour from an empty cup. It's impossible without sacrificing you. If this has resonated with you so far, do me a favor, drop a comment right now. Tell me what's one thing you stopped tolerating once you started your healing journey. Or if you made a decision to start your healing journey, what are you no longer going to tolerate? Let's talk about it in the comments. And while you're there, like, share, and subscribe. Let's walk this journey together. Now, here's another thing I want you to take from this. When I finally embraced being selfish, when I stopped explaining my boundaries and just stood on them, when I stopped apologizing for needing space, when I stopped making myself available to people who only showed up when they needed something, something shifted. I didn't just heal, I became someone I actually liked. Because let's be real, do we really like and love ourselves the way we should? No, we don't. Because we are too busy being someone else to please other people. We abandon ourselves. I know, because I was there. I used to think healing meant becoming softer. And in some ways it does, but not in the way that people expect. It made me softer towards myself. That looks like speaking life into myself, loving on myself, speaking well of myself, showing up for myself, keeping promises to myself, and no longer tolerating things that had been hurting me. That's self-respect. We create our world. We create our own realities. And if you're creating a world where you're always on empty, you're always available, always the strong one holding it together, ask yourself who that world is really for. Because I promise you, it's not for you. And whose fault is that? Emotional healing changes the way you experience your world. The healthier you become, the healthier the relationships you allow, the conversations you entertain, and the life you build. Emotional healing isn't about becoming a better version of yourself for everyone else. It's about finally becoming the version of yourself you've been abandoning all along. And if someone calls that selfish, let them. Because the people who truly love you won't be threatened by your healing. They'll celebrate it. Thank you for tuning in to Shantavia Speaks. If this video hit something in you, like, share, subscribe, and drop that comment. One thing you stop tolerating. Let's talk about it. I see you healing, and it looks so good on you. Until next time, much love and peace, and always make it a great day.